everyone. Today I would like us to talk about a common statement we make in data science or even in information processing in general. Uh, Garbage in, garbage out, or GIGO for short. What does this really mean and why is it important for data scientists? Well, garbage in, garbage out, it's a concept used in information processing, which simply means if you give a bad input to a machine, the result will be bad. If you give a bad data to a system or to a data science model, you get bad results. And so, it's important that we don't give sloppy inputs and thinking that we will have good result. If you give bad data to a system, you get a bad output. This concept is a very old concept actually. It was used first in 1957 in a syndicated US Army newspaper where they were doing some work in mathematical modeling. But even more important for us in data science and in the era of AI right now, that every data that we are collecting, we are making sure it's quality because it's going to be used to make big decisions. In fact, it's been estimated by Gartner that companies spend about 13 million annually just because of bad data quality. That is the cost of bad data quality across in the United States. And actually, let me give you some examples so that you can actually understand what I mean by it is really important to ensure that your data is of high quality. In 2022, Unity Technology actually lost about 110 million in ad targeting. The reason? This is because their models that they use for prediction and bidding actually used a very bad input data, and hence they were targeting wrong customers and lost money. And they didn't only lose money, but they actually lost their reputation, right? So that's an example of not having quality data and the impact that it will bring. Another example is with Equifax. So Equifax is a credit rating company in the US. Um, Equifax actually published credit scores for consumers throughout the United States for millions and millions of people. And in 2022, some of the scores were wrong. In fact, over 20 points more or low, than what is supposed to be actually. And guess what? Many people were denied credit cards. Many people were denied mortgage loans or were given higher interest rates because of this mistake. This is the impact that can happen with bad data or bad data input. So garbage in, garbage out, it's not something that we can actually play with. Okay, now another example is with the New York Police Department. This one was pretty crazy. So someone was suspected to have stolen beer in a CVS store in New York City, and the cameras in the store actually captured this person, but unfortunately the quality of the image captured was not great. So instead of just saying what it is, someone working with this company went online and suspected that this suspect actually looks like an actor called Woody Harrelson. So they went online, looked for quality images for this actor, and submitted that quality image instead into their facial recognition system. And guess what? A wrong person was eventually identified and jailed. This is the result of bad input data leading to very bad output and business decisions. So guys, it is important that we know in data science that if you have bad data, you have bad output and hence make bad decisions. So what can we do as data people to make sure that we don't fall into these situations? Well, I will put this into two parts. If you are a business leader, you can be a chief executive officer or a manager of a department. Please make sure that everyone is having the responsibility of good data. Everyone is having the responsibility of making sure that data is good in the company. Set the expectations right. If you're having data discussions, invite the data person to the table. Make sure that, let's say you are making marketing calls, make sure that you are recording your calls well. Make sure that if you are doing marketing campaigns, you are setting up your parameters and you're tagging very well. Make sure that any effort that needs data collection is done properly if you want to make any decisions based on this data. Okay, now number 2, for data scientists, please any data that you are using, any data that you are analyzing, make sure you understand the context of this data. One way to do this is to work with people we call the domain experts. So if you are in finance, make sure that a finance person is looking at the data. If you are in marketing, work with the marketing managers, understand the data. Don't make assumptions that the data that is collected and stored in the data warehouse is accurate. Now, if you have a data warehouse, make sure that there are processes in place for documenting processes that are used to pre-process your data. If you yourself are analyzing the data and you did things like missing value handling or outlier exclusions, or capping outliers, make sure you review this with businesses or business stakeholders. Do not make assumptions on data, make analysis, share with people without telling them all the pre-processing that you have done. If there are standards of pre-processing in your company already and everyone is aware, then that's fine. But I will always advise that any data that you are handling, any analysis that you are doing, make sure that you understand how the data is collected, any inherent bias in the data. Make sure that end users know all the corrections that you have done to the data. Make sure that no one is making assumptions about the data that they are not aware about, and also ensure the quality of the data overall. Because guess what? Garbage in, garbage out can lead to really costly decisions for your company. I hope this was helpful, and see you later. Bye.